handing it over to the manager. Did anyone have any good experiences with that over the last couple of weeks?
Well, I'm trying to figure out how to raise my hand.
Oh, you can go ahead and just speak if you would like to. But it's in the reactions button is where it's at.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, it's been a great couple weeks of handing it over. You know,
Oh,
I've gotten things that I actually had on my board to manifest, and they have come to fruition. It's been great. It's
oh,
been
that is
wonderful.
that
It,
is so wonderful. I'm
it
so glad.
reminded me of who I was, if that makes any sense, because I've been through some things, but
Yeah,
it reminded me of who I was, and that is okay.
that is so wonderful. I'm not sure I can say that I've had things. Well, some things have cleared up. I've definitely made movement in some areas as far as streamlining and dialing back on all of the different commitments that I have. But I have noticed I had gotten some really unexpected information. But usually when I have things like that, especially around finances, I will panic. And I'm noticing that I'm not having the same panic that I usually have. And a part of me is almost like, well, why am I not panicking right
I
now?
know, right?
But at the same time, I feel like it's okay to be in that space where I'm like, okay, I'm not sure exactly how this is gonna work out yet, but I'm also not completely panicked over it, which I think is a win. So
It is. It's a win.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
For me, retiring was a panic because I just retired last month. So it was like a total panic. And I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? But it all worked out
Oh, good,
really well.
good. I'm so glad to hear that. I do hear that often that when people go the first year of retirement can be a little bit weird because it's almost disorienting because you're used to doing certain things every day. Yeah.
Right.
Huh. Did anyone else have any thoughts or experiences on handing it over to the manager? Okay. Effervescent Elena, are you prepared to do the meditation for this evening?
Yes, I am. Uh, I thought that first we will talk about kind of previous meeting and whatever people had been. I'm just,
Yeah, that's what we've just been doing with turning it over to the manager was the process for last meeting. And
mhm.
so, yeah, that was the discussion.
Well, I'm surprised that Sonia and Lovable Leo are not speaking about this. Kind of, I can't believe that this is happening. What
Oh,
is the
there's a
silence for?
hand. And lovable Leo.
Yeah, so um, I know that the past several weeks we've been kind of like going over time in the meetups because we can talk forever about this stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna like kind of like hang back a little bit and not do my usual blah 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 blah, you know. Um,
I
in
mean,
case in case more people show up and they want to talk and all that sort of thing. But I guess what I can say briefly about the whole managing thing and delegating responsibility. I used to be in management. I was in it for like 14 years. So the way I look at that co-creative, co-collaborative relationship with the universe is I don't have time to obsess over every little nuance of the da 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 da. Like, I don't have. I'm busy. I don't have time. So my attitude is like, I'm going to do my part, and I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. And universe, you're just going to have to show up. You're just going to have to take care of the other things that are, on your end. And I find that as I've been doing that more really just the last, I'd say few years, and the last year in particular, it's less stressful.
Yeah,
You know, your mind is more clear, you sleep better, you have better focus and concentration because you don't have all of this minutia taking up every waking second of your life.
yeah,
So yeah, I've been doing that for a while, but yeah, especially I'd say it's the past several months I've been doing it more. Kind of like, look, I'm busy. That's my attitude. I'm busy. I got stuff to do. You're just gonna have to fill in the gaps, and then we'll meet up and see how that works out. But yeah, it things tend to go smoother if you do that because you're not putting it all on yourself.
yeah. Yeah,
And the bonus is that the universe doesn't mind. You know what I mean? Like the universe isn't going, oh man, this is so much work. Oh, what will I do? You know, the universe can more than handle the workload. So I don't mind delegating, so yeah, delegate.
delegate, delegate.
Oh, but to be more specific on that, I know Abraham talks about like what our responsibility is and what's not our job, so to speak. So it's our responsibility to decide what we want, to be clear on it, to feel the feeling of having it now. And then when we feel the intuitive nudge, then we act on it. So that's the secret, thought, feeling, and action. And then all of the details of how that's supposed to happen and then the data, all that, not my job.
Right.
I'm going to stay in my own lane, so to speak, and just let the universe handle all of the details of how that's going to happen and how that's going to come to be and because there's too many factors involved for that to take up all my mind space.
Yeah.
Like, well, does it come this way or that way, or do I have to call somebody, or is it going to be like it's too much for me in my simple mind. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Sonia, did you have anything to add to that conversation?
Yes, thank you. So I did not focus on this particular process the last 2 weeks because I missed the last meeting and I neglected to find out what was going on. But so I was looking up the process to see exactly the way that they were suggesting it be done. And the description in Asking It Is Given is so limited. There's just not a lot going on in there. So I turned to the Amazing Power of Deliberate Intent book. And this one gives so many different examples of how they suggest this might look for different subjects. And so I'm not sure if this was a different process, but the way that I always did this was to just make a list of all the different things that I want to get done. And as Leo was saying, just recognizing that it's the how things are going to get done is not my problem. It's not my work. It's not my job.
Yeah.
And if I can remember that and at the same time expect everything to work out while I say, you know what, these are the things that I want, and these are the things over here that I'm going to do today, and everything else I'm going to put on the other side. And I'm just going to let my universal manager handle that because today is not the day for action on that. And when I say it that way to myself, I feel like I'm taking the weight of the responsibility of getting that stuff done by a specific time off of my shoulders.
Yeah.
And that's the benefit that I have found in using that particular process.
Yeah,
Is that
I
some
agree.
on the
It's
wall?
very similar process to the placemat process, which sounds like that's how
Yes.
you utilize this. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Leo?
Yeah, I'd like to add a comment in uh, response to what Sonia was saying. Is I think we've kind of spoke about this before, maybe briefly, about raising our vibration and what we can do to make that happen. The thing is, if you're less stressed out, that alone raises your vibration, which makes the manifesting that much easier. So if you're kind of doing the co-managing with the universe and it's less stress and you're just focused on what your responsibilities are, the things that you have to do, then it's less stress, your vibration goes up, your resistance goes down, then the manifesting gets easier, and then it's happy joy feelings inside. So and I think that's an aspect of it that a lot of people may not realize is like you're actually making the whole process easier by not getting in your own way by thinking, oh, I got to do everything. Because I think that's what people are used to. They're used to doing everything by themselves, and that's really not how it works. You're not supposed to do everything. That's one of the secrets to the secret. Is it doesn't all have to fall on you. So
Yeah.
I want to add one more thing.
Okay.
So, I think the big difference between placemat process and this one is that you are actually putting it down as a request in this one, whereas the other one is more like an intention that you're just setting. So placemat process, you're saying, well, okay, these are all the things I have to do, and these are the ones I'm going to do, and you go handle these. And then the turn it over to the manager is basically placing an order. You're saying very specifically, I would like this. I would like to have this. I would like to feel like this. And then that's all for now. Thank you for taking care of these things. Then expect it to be done. And it really is very, very similar, but I feel like with the universal manager, you are making the request that it be done. And I think for me, I like to focus more on the placemat process in that I don't feel like I have to ask with the placemat process. I feel like it's a done deal. As soon as I say these are the things that need to get done and I trust that they're going to get done, I don't have to make it a request. I don't have to signal out all the pieces that need to get done. And so that's the biggest difference I see between those two.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Dee, I see that you have your hand raised.
Right. I liked what she was saying about the intention and the request. Because for me, I think now it's more of a thank you that I already have it, versus thank you for giving this to me. I'm more saying that I already have it in my possession,
Right.
which is helpful for me.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Leo?
all right, so I want to say another thing in regards to what Sonia said. I think,
And around we go.
and around, it never ends. It,
Christina asked for it. It's okay.
yeah. Well, how do I want to put this? I think one of the keys here is getting this whole thing set up with the manifesting, having it be low maintenance or as low maintenance as possible, and getting as much of that on autopilot as in a positive way as you can. I think what happens with a lot of people is they're like, oh no, I need some money. What do I do? Oh, I got to manifest, and they go into that intention with a panic. So they're already coming in front loading their intention with like a low vibrating energy and resistance and stress. Where I think if you can kind of set things up in a way where Sonia, like you were saying, it's you don't have to make the request. It's just kind of like automatic, and it's like you're already at that place, and then you don't got to do all this extra work.
Mhm.
I think that's just easier, and I think that's something that a lot of people miss out on is getting everything set up in a way that once you get your vibration high enough and your resistance low enough, it's just easy peasy, super breezy, and you can just kind of go through your day and your week and your month and your year, and things just tend to move in that direction because you've already done the the setup work for it. So
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Okay. Any last comments on the discussion about last week's process? Elena?
I just want to say, kind of, it's so funny how right now we are becoming one. I can feel it and I can sense it. It's like I wrote down something for myself, like for this discussion, and then it was like Sonia is speaking. Check, check, check.
Yeah.
Then you said something. I can cross it out. It's already had been said. Then then Leo is speaking, and I'm like, okay, cross this out, cross this out.
All the
Agreed.
things have been said.
It's like agreed, agreed, agreed. Of course, agreed, agreed. Of course. I love it. I just feel almost like it's almost like we are reading the minds of each other and we are communicating this way. My whole day today was so amazing with first of all, it was kind of full of different events, like going to chiropractor and on the way there to call to my friend because I didn't have chance to chat with her about specific things yesterday. And then, one thing after another. So the day is packed. And at the same time, it's like, I'm calling my friend while I'm on the way to see the chiropractor. And she's like, oh my gosh, what just happened? I was thinking about you for the last 15 minutes, thinking like, should I call you? You might be busy, you might be with the clients. And should I call you now or wait, or should I text you? And boom, you calling. Of course, we are talking and communicating telepathically because we already aligned, we're already in the same vortex. And then I'm coming to my favorite chiropractor. And as soon as he is in my room, we're saying the same phrase to each other. And we both start laughing. And he's like, what are you here for? And I'm saying, for the alignment. He said, done. Like, we're already in alignment. And that's what I'm feeling with you guys. It
Yeah.
is such an amazing thing that, you you made some notes and then you even don't have to verbalize them.
It's already
It's already had been
It's-
said.
it's already done.
And it is given such a beautiful feeling of this deep connection with those people who are your chosen family. I feel like you guys my chosen family, like so
Here,
alive,
here.
so good. It's just amazing. It is just so amazing. I love it. I
do.
love you guys.
Oh, we love you too. Okay, well, if you are ready, I think it's a great time to go into meditation.
Yes, we can do this. So I want
Okay.
to say this is even brand new for me. And so I just got the idea of us to get into this place, into this sweet spot, and just kind of swim into it, allowing yourself to swim into it. Let's see how it goes. You'll tell me afterward.
Okay.
So do you want to stop recording and start again? Or
Oh, no. Do you not want the Okay.
no, I'm just asking how it would be better. Okay, guys, so today I want to propose a little bit different kind of getting into the meditation. It's still breathing, but kind of with a little bit different idea. I want to invite everybody to sit or stand or lay down comfortably. What you want to have some sort of support. If you are standing, you want to be close to the wall so you feel the support. If you're sitting as well, kind of feeling good support on your chair and being comfortable. Of course, we know that it's better when you can feel your feet on the floor. Of course, feet uncrossed and arms uncrossed. They can be on your lap, on your table, whatever you feel comfortable with. Okay, and as I said, let's start with relaxing breathing so we can just unfocus our minds. And so let's set up the intention that with each breath in and with each breath out, we will feel easier, more peaceful, more engaged with ourselves, just being in your own space. And when we inhale, ideally, I would like you to inhale deeply and say to yourself, I'm breathing in love and light. And in the pause, allow yourself to feel it. And when you exhale, exhale fully, deeply, and say, I am breathing out ease and peace. And while you're pausing, allow yourself to feel it. And again, inhale deeply and really feel your stomach and say, I'm breathing in love and light. And little pause, allowing to feel it. And exhale slowly and deeply, breathing out and saying, I'm breathing out ease and peace. And in the pause, feel it. And again, inhale with your belly, feeling full. I breathe in love and light. I'm feeling it. And through deep exhale, I'm breathing out ease and peace. I'm feeling it. And breathe in. I am breathing in love and light. And I'm feeling it. I breathe out ease and peace. And I feel it. I breathe in love and light. And I feel it. I breathe out peace and ease, and I feel it. And one more. I breathe in love and light, and pause. I feel it. I breathe out peace and ease, and I feel it. It is so nice to allow yourself to breathe with all of those beautiful feelings and allow yourself to feel ease and relax. I hope you all already are gently closing your eyes and really looking within. And with your eyes closed, let's take a journey to meet with your higher self, with your soul, with your guides, whatever and whoever is going to show up. And from now on, you may breathe in your own desirable pace. We are going to take a journey into meeting, relaxing, letting ourselves to drift away. And I'd like to invite you to imagine that you are standing in your favorite place, real or imaginable. You may be in your local park. You may be on the beach or the ocean. You may be in the woods, or it might be up in the mountains. It doesn't matter what you choose. Just pick one and imagine yourself being in that favorite or desirable place. Just go there. The day is just so perfect, warm enough so you can enjoy it. And you are exactly where you want to be. The temperature is so pleasantly enjoyable. Imagine that this is a place where you always wanted to be. This place feels so good and so safe and so peaceful. Because you're just allowing it to be so perfect for you. And noticing all of those surroundings. There might be the grass or the sand beneath your feet, or maybe some rocks. Just feel it. Notice how it feels to you to feel whatever it is beneath your feet. Looking around and enjoying the beauty that all surrounding you. What is it? If you are in the park, there might be beautiful bushes or beautiful woods in the mountains or beautiful rocks. There might be some flowers. There might be just peaceful surface of the ocean and beautiful sand that is so warm and inviting. And notice, what are those sounds around you? Perhaps there are birds singing. Perhaps there are waves that whispering something to you, or maybe this refreshing breeze that is also whispering some soft words to you. Notice how wonderful the grass is smelling. Or maybe there are flowers that smell so good, so pleasant. Or maybe you smell the woods around. Just notice all of that. And also notice the feeling of the sun on your skin, gently kissing you with their warmth. How nice it is to feel that refreshing breeze that touches your hair, your skin, your face. Also, just giving you some joy and relaxation. And just notice how your body is responding to this perfect place, providing this peacefulness, ease, and safety. Feeling being so nurtured and cared for. Feeling being loved by this nature. Providing this sense of protection and support. Peace and joy. Just feel it. Allow yourself to feel it. All of those beautiful feelings being nurtured and cared for, being loved, being protected and supported, being at peace and joy. Notice where those feelings are showing up in your body. You may feel it in your chest, or maybe in your stomach, or maybe even below in your pelvic area, or maybe up in the neck or in the shoulder. Again, it doesn't matter. The matter is that you notice where this place is. And how nice it is that you know now your sweet spot where you feel all of those, your beautiful feelings. And you know where this sweet spot is in your body. That is your magical space. Just allow those feelings to be there. Just allow them to expand. Imagine how those feelings are showing up. What is the color? Whatever color it is, it feels good. Just notice that. What is the texture? It could be just energy particles. It could be an air. It could be something else. It could be sparkles. All is good and all is well. Again, just notice that. Just know how those feelings are showing up together in your sweet space. Breathe in that protection, that support, that peace and joy. Just breathe in. How nice. Whether you inhale or exhale, it's so nice to play with those feelings and allow them to be and show up inside of you. All the love, all the care. You can feel it deeply and fully all the way into your heart, feeling that warmness, richness, softness, peacefulness. So good. So good to feel it in the center of your chest, all around your heart, and even through your heart. Just feel it. Just allow yourself to enjoy it and become aware about this warm presence around you, gentle and caring, radiating the powerful protection and support. And you can sense even that there is a feeling of seeing yourself through the eyes of Source. Just give yourself a chance to see yourself through the eyes of Source. Continue to looking at yourself as being peaceful, relaxed, feeling comfort, and also glowing and radiating that ease and peace. Feel that in your own skin. Look how beautiful you look in the eyes of Source. So perfect, so wonderful, so lovable, so joyful, so cared for, so amazing. And let's slowly and gently move your attention and engage with your higher self, radiating and glowing, breathing easily and freely, and just being who you are beyond time and space, enjoying your own glory, enjoying your own being. Enjoying being so awake and being so alive right now at this moment. Feels so wonderful. Yes, you are. You are that godly self who is glowing, loving and lovable. You are radiating your own beauty, radiating your awesomeness, amazingly glowing right now, right here. So peaceful and steady, enjoying your natural grace, enjoying your ability to be ease, your ability being fully engaged, and knowing this is what you had been born for. Suspended the time and space. Now you are in a time and space, becoming your own companion. Feels so awesome and amazing. Remember this feeling that all belongs to you. Feel that warmth in your chest, the warmth of this connection radiating into yourself, radiating from you so others can see that. You know with your whole heart, with your whole being, that you already have everything what you need. You always had all the courage, all the patience, all the fortitude, all of that love, all of that powerfulness. You are so skilled. All of that turning inward and allowing yourself to see the real beauty of you. And remember this beautiful place in your chest. Remember that at any time you can turn your attention inward to this place inside of you, to those feelings, the feeling of presence and protection, support and peace and ease, radiating your own power, feeling the love from your own higher self, from your guides, from the universe. You always have this connection. And the only thing you need is just to quiet your mind, go into this place, your sacred place, and allow yourself to connect. Allow yourself to feel all of those beautiful feelings, because that's who you truly are and always had been. That is your power. That is your presence. That is your beauty. And now take a moment and just allow yourself, with your eyes closed, again look at your surroundings, where you started your journey, and go back and see this beautiful grass, or maybe a sand, or maybe stones beneath your feet. Look around and see those beautiful bushes and trees and flowers that had been surrounding you. And notice the sounds that had been around you, with the birds singing and sounds of waves. And maybe the smell again would come back, the smell of that grass and those flowers, and that breeze that had been touching your face, and that sun, feeling that sun rises that had been kissing your skin very gently. Yeah, just feel yourself in your body where you started. And just allow yourself to feel that chair that is supporting your back and maybe your buttocks. Notice that floor that is supporting your feet. Become aware that you're back in your physical self, and you might start moving your fingers and toes, and take your time to maybe even gently move your body or your head side to side, and just become aware of your room. Take a deep breath in. Remember, we are breathing with love and light. And exhale with peace and ease. And take another breath with love and light. And exhale with peace and ease. And take as many breaths in and out to feel this physical presence. And whenever you are ready, you may gently open your eyes and come into your current reality. I'll be here waiting for you.
Oh my goodness. Elena, thank you so much. That was beautiful.
How, guys, do you feel?
Good. Very good.
Definitely relaxed. Thank you.
Thank you, Elena.
Yeah.
You are so welcome. It was a joy to watch the changes in your faces, and I only could observe Christina and Dee, but it was a joy. When you watch it again, kind of when you watch the recording, just pay attention. It is so nice to watch how the face is relaxing, and then the body and the face. And then when you're in this spot, you're really radiating. It's just such a pleasure to
Yes.
know you guys.
Leo, you had something to say?
I always have something to say.
Okay.
But in this
I hope
instance,
something positive to say.
it's going to be positive. I decided to, normally when I meditate, I sit upright in a chair, but I decided to like lay down on the floor for this one, and I could not stop yawning. It was like my body was just like releasing, like
Yes.
get it out of there, you know. But
Yeah.
no, this was a really good like longer format meditation for just like releasing all of that unconscious resistance that you might not even be aware of, you know. So thank you. This was a good one.
Thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much.
And yes, you know, when you're yawning, this is the sign of releasing, whatever. So yawning, coughing, burping, all the sign of releasing something that is unwanted and something that is no longer serving you. So I'm so happy.
Mhm. Oh, oh no, that was wonderful. Um, I'm I'm a little woo. On that note, I wanted to go ahead and put it out there. Is there anyone on the chat that is open or would like to consider providing our meditation for the next time that we meet?
I think I might want to try it. I usually do yoga, yin yoga, so mine probably isn't as long as Elena's. You know what I
Oh,
mean? With a sound bowl, if you might be open to that.
oh,
Oh, that would be
that would be
amazing.
wonderful. That would be
Okay.
wonderful. Yeah. Okay. So, di- it, sound bowl.
Yeah. You know the sound bowls that make the
Yes,
Yeah.
frequency, yeah.
Okay.
it's
Oh, wonderful. I
amazing.
think that'll be great.
Is it a Tibetan singing bowl or one of the crystal ones?
I have both. I'll
Both?
probably use the crystal one because it has
Mhm.
more of a volume.
Yep. Awesome.
Wow.
Leo.
Yeah, I had an idea that I wanted to throw out here, but first I got to put my hand down. Um, yeah, for a while I know you and I, Christina, were like going back and forth with the meditations. So before Dee volunteered, I was going to say maybe what we can do in the future is maybe Christina, you do one, and then the next week, say Elena does one, and the next week you do one, Christina, then the next week Dee does one, and we kind of alternate like that, and then I'll throw one in there, and if Sonia wants to do one, because to my knowledge, I don't think any of Sonia's EFT meditations are recorded, so that might be another way to you know, put that out there.
Right.
But I noticed the EFT meditations, whenever you and Sonia do them, they average around 10 minutes. So I think if we had maybe, we got one that's maybe 10 minutes, we have another one that's 5 minutes. I think the one Elena did was like around 20, 25, something like that. So then we have like a variety of different
Yeah.
times that people can look and say, "Oh, I got 5 minutes. I'll do the one with the
Yeah.
singing bowl," or I think I have in a half hour where I might be able to, yawn and and relax and release but the point I'm making is it just gives people different options there. But I would be willing to do one maybe every couple months, maybe like every other one. So just throwing that out there.
Okay. Yeah, I like to keep it open. I mean, I've always, um, of course, I will take on doing the meditation if no one feels up to offering it for the following week. But I like to make it available because, like you had spoken about once before, you had done kind of an encouragement to everybody to consider doing it, and so I just like to be able to make that available. And then, of course, if there's no one that wants to, I'm always I'm always open then to take that spot for the following week. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just going to say for people that might be a little apprehensive of doing it because it's being recorded and there's all this pressure. What I do is I an idea comes to me and I'm like that feels good. I'm going to go with that idea. And then I write the idea down and then I write some words maybe I want to put in there and then I write a script and then I edit it a little bit and then I rehearse it and I'll just turn the stopwatch on my phone on and then I just kind of rehearse it out loud to make sure that I can do it. And then when I look down, it's usually around 9 minutes, 10 minutes or so. So yeah, so there's that gives people plenty of time if they want to practice, and maybe they do one, maybe 2 or 3 months from now. So
Right. Yeah.
it's not that hard. Look, if a pretty face like me can do it, anybody can do it.
If a pretty positive face.
That's right. That's right.
Well, what I also love is the variety that we're getting with it. Like singing bowls. This is going to be the first time that we're going to have a singing bowl meditation. But we had the chakra meditations came up. So I love that we're getting some variety with some different avenues of meditation. So I think it's been really fun to open that up so that other people can get involved and share the different experiences that they have and know and can share from.
Yeah, and if Dee wants to do the next one in a couple weeks, then maybe I'll do the one a couple weeks after, or if Sonia has one that she wants to do. But yeah, I'm throwing it out there. I could make time to, come up with, a different one whenever that happens.
Sure. Leo, do you want to go ahead and commit to the one for the following? Or do you want to wait until next time to be sure?
I'm going to take a look at my calendar just to make sure here. So that's
The 25th of March.
25th of March. My intuition says yes.
Okay. I'm going to write it down and then we will confirm it at the next meeting, okay?
Okay.
Okay. All
And
right.
since we are planning something, I just want to throw out in here that, I have no idea why I did not think about this. I should start asking people the same question in my meetups.
Oh.
And since my meetup will be on Wednesday, whoever wants to jump in, I'll be happy. I'll be happy to provide you time and space and just kind of be a participant. Just let me know.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we are in very good space to pull out our Abrahamster wheel and figure out which process and chapter is going to be the best for our group for this meeting this evening. So before we get the balls rolling, let's go ahead and just take a moment and set intention that we choose Abraham will provide us with the best chapter and process for our highest good for this evening's group.
Hallelujah.
And it is done. Okay, so it looks like we are going to be reading chapter and process 15 this evening. So let's see here. Chapter 15. You are a perfect yet expanding being in a perfect yet expanding world, in a perfect yet expanding universe. And the process for this evening is going to be the wallet process. So hang on tight, guys. All right. Is there any other thoughts, discussion that we'd like to have before we start reading this evening? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop recording. All right. I have to tell you guys, when I came to my desk to set up, there was a ball stuck in the little thing, and I pulled it out, and it was this one. It was number 15, and I put it back in, and then we drew it anyway. So I think we were prepped for this chapter and process before we even began, which I think is very cool. Even in light of the wonderful chapter that we just read. does anybody have any comments or thoughts about this chapter?
Wait a minute, that's it? That's the whole chapter?
That is the whole chapter, yes.
Wow.
You
That's
know,
wonderful.
so I was sitting here before you spun the Abrahamster wheel, and you're like, yeah, we'll see what number comes up. And I thought in my mind, yeah, it should be a chapter that's nice and short.
Well, good job.
And I'm like, but you know, and if it ends up being a long chapter, that's fine too. But it all works out.
Yeah, yes, it does.
Okay.
And
I think
you-
it's, oh, I'm sorry.
no, that's okay. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that I really think it's important to be reminded of these absolute truths every now and again, even though we know them.
Yeah,
Like if I hear this, I'm like, yeah, I know that. But to hear it, to
Right.
read it and remind yourself and like be present with these truths, I think it's so important. So I love when we get to chapters like this where it's just like, hey, this is true, this is true, this is true, and it is you.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
Dee?
I
think
agree.
oh,
Oh, I was just gonna say, I had a bookmarker right on chapter 15 tonight that I had just stuck in the book. I'm like,
that's
oh,
great.
okay, we're all on 15 today.
We are, well, like Elena said, we are already connected. We are
Yeah,
in the vibration of like mind this evening.
yeah, for sure.
Takira?
Hi, I might be a Debbie Downer because I don't get it. I love it. I'm just feeling like, well, how? I feel like the things I want are so impossible, like to get. So like that last part boggles me of like how we are supposed to expand and all that in the creation. Like it sounds so good to my ears, but I don't know how to implement that with my desires, if that makes sense.
That does make sense.
Okay, it makes sense.
That
Yeah,
does
I'm
make
trying to
sense.
remember it.
It's
That was a process.
But it's like, then how do I get what I want? Like, I don't know.
Yes, Leo, I figured you might have some suggestions for that.
Oh, Leo.
Come on, Leo.
Tenacious Takira.
Hey, Leo. Lovable Leo.
I'm back. Yeah. So what I was gonna say, and this just popped in my head, is a person is not going to be given a desire that the universe can't fulfill. You know, it would be like if you say you contacted Amazon and you're like, yeah, I want to order this, that, and the other thing. And they're like, oh, sorry, our fulfillment center cannot fulfill your request. It's like, come on, you're Amazon. Of course you can do it. So the universe is so much further beyond that, that if you have a desire, that's desire is in you for a reason, because on some level, your higher self and the universe in concert know that it can be fulfilled, right? So that's why I don't have personally a lot of desires that other people have, because that's just not part of my makeup. It's not that's not where I'm at. So if you're thinking, hey, I've got this desire, I know what I want, but I don't know how to get there, just know that it's possible. All right, that it can get there, but that's what we were that's what we were talking about earlier before you showed up, is not my job. It's not your job to figure out the how. It's only your job to figure out the what. So if you know what the what is, you're already halfway there. Because a lot
I
of people
have
don't.
request.
A lot of people don't even know what they want.
Right,
So
right.
so if that helps you at all.
Yeah.
That's amazing, Leo. You awesome. You always break it down.
Leo, I have a request. Whenever you
Yes.
find another word like positive or something else, we need to give us time to first express our feelings and loves, and then continue so we all would be on the same page.
All right.
Par, I'm gonna sneak in a statement real quick and then we will get to you, because I know you're gonna need to leave soon. But also, you know, there are suggestions to go general. If the information that you're focusing on seems a little bit challenging to grasp, right? Then you peel it back to something less challenging to grasp that can get you into that same vibration. So that might be another thought when you're working with something that seems a little bit more difficult to grasp than to go more general like they suggest. Yeah. Amparo, and then we'll get Sonia.
Thank you. I love this group so much. Thank you for filling my life, my night with so much joy and laughter. Thank you so much.
Okay.
So I just wanted to add that actually Amparo covered exactly what I was going to refer to, which was that because that is the way the universe works. We have a desire. We don't have to state it. It's just life causes us to recognize what our desires are. And because that's just the way it works, that we have a desire and then bam, it is. Because as Leo was saying, the universe, you can't have the idea if the universe can't fulfill it. And the moment you have the idea, it becomes vibrational. And so why isn't it happening? If it has become, if it has been created, if it is real, why is it not here? Why am I not experiencing it? And it's because we are typically going to be focused on the reason we felt the need for that desire in the first place, because it's still happening, because it's still in front of us, because it's still the reason we want. And because we still want, we're still looking at that thing that hasn't yet manifested physically, but it is manifest vibrationally. And so for it to come to physical manifestation, it is up to us to then focus on the feeling of what, not what it feels like to have the thing necessarily. Not it gets a little confusing, I think, when we're trying to, I put in quote marks that you can't see, when we're trying to manifest things and our focus keeps being on what it feels like to have that thing or what it feels like to be in that place, but the hard part about that is, generally speaking, we don't know yet. We don't know yet because we haven't yet experienced it. We just know that we want it. And so I think then it becomes, so maybe I don't know what that feels like, but I do know what I want to feel like, and I want to feel happy. I want to feel better. I want to feel better than I do right now. And guess what? That's actually enough. You don't have to be specific in knowing exactly what it will feel like when you have it. You just have to know how you want to feel right now.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Thank you so much, Sonia. We have Leo, and then we will get to Dee.
Okay, so this is something that I've been thinking about for a while. I haven't discussed it at a previous meetup because I was going to save it for Elena's meetup, which is this Wednesday, by the way. But what I wanted to say, and this is directed at Tenacious Takira, but it's for everybody. The universe responds to bold. And when I mean bold, I don't mean arrogant or self-entitled. What I mean is bold. I have in my list of intentions things that haven't manifested yet, but I know it's in process, right? So I just keep focusing on, like Sonia said, how do I want to feel? I want to feel good. Well, what does good feel like? And I stay there as much as I can. And then I just keep an eye out for signs and synchronicities. You know, I trust my intuition. If I feel an intuitive nudge to move in a certain direction, I trust it and I do that. And I do as much as I can to maintain my vibration while the universe is bringing all of the cooperative components together. Okay. So I had something last year. I'll provide the nutshell version because this success story is so long. It could be an essay. So last year there was something I wanted to manifest and I was waiting and searching and it wasn't showing up. And finally I just said, universe, I don't know what to do here. Okay. I can't figure this out. I'm doing everything I can on my end. You know, you're just going to have to find a way to bring it to me because I don't have time, nor am I interested in expending time and energy, you know, racking my brain trying to figure out how to make this happen. I'm busy. I got other stuff to do. So you're just going to have to find a way to bring it to me. So you go ahead and do that. And I'm going to go on with my life now. A week later, it showed up. And this was something that had gone on for weeks and months. And I'm like, when is my desire going to be fulfilled? And as soon as I did that, everything turned around and a week later it showed up. So if you have something that you set an intention for, and maybe this has been weeks, months, years in the making, and it still hasn't shown up yet, what I'd recommend is you say, universe, show me. Show me the way. Show me what I got to do. Present me with signs and synchronicities. Show me a sign that I can easily understand, and I'll move in that direction. Because the universe responds to bold. When you boldly go, I'm telling you, doors start opening. So I'd like to offer that to you as something to not just ponder, but to work with, and just say, look, universe, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to fine tune this. I don't know exactly how to make this real, but I know that I want it. And I know how I want to feel. So help me out here and show me, you know, if you do that, I'm telling you, amazing things can happen very quickly, but that means like, be ready for it. You know, like be ready to receive, because once you go into that boldly go mode, the universe just might be like, bloop, here you go. And then all of a sudden you have to be ready for that. So that's the other end of it, is the being ready to receive, you know, because if someone could wave a magic wand over your head and you could have it right now, are you ready to receive that? That's the $25,000 question. Yeah. Yeah. So it's not just knowing what you want and knowing how you want to feel, but being ready to receive it. So anyway, I present that to you. So do with it what you will, and let us know how it works out.
Yeah, that's great advice. Let go of the how and just get ready to be ready. Yeah.
Yeah, because the other thing I want to say, and this is important, is if you look at the universe and you look at all of the abundance and all of the IDIC, infinite diversity and infinite combinations, like the universe is in thousands of steps ahead of us at all times. It's like an infinite number of steps ahead. So like when my Virgo rising kicks in and I'm like, oh, I'm going to totally figure this out, I'm not even close. Because when I was younger, I'm like, I got to figure everything out. And now that I'm older, I'm like, I don't have to do that. And I kind of like don't want to do that. It takes up too much of my brain power.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, in my simple brain, I'm like, I got to make this easy on myself. So that's what we were just discussing at the top of the meeting tonight, is just like, delegating the management responsibilities. You cover the things that are yours to do. You kind of stay in your own lane. And then the other things of like, well, how's it going to come to me and how do I do the thing and what, like that will present itself, but that's where you just have to engage that awareness. And when you feel like, hey, I should call that person, right? I should go talk to them, or I should like trust that, because that is the signs and synchronicities that are moving you in the direction of your desire. And you're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
Dee, did you still have something that you wanted to add?
Not really sure. I know one thing that I do though is I visualize myself in whatever situation it is I want or whatever it is. And I do honestly visualize that quite a bit. And it's definitely worked in my lifetime. So just visualize doing it, being happy, the surroundings that I have done. I don't know if it'll work for you, but something I've done.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. Mary?
Yeah, hi. Thank you. I was wondering if what Leo was talking about was also getting out of your own way, put yourself to the side, and then let whatever's, the universe. Is that kind of similar to what Leo, what you were saying?
Yes.
Because that helped me a lot to just I talk to myself and I say, okay, Mary, that's enough now. You don't want to go back and do it the old way that you're used to doing it. So come back, and I have to constantly remind myself to come back and get the old out of the way and get myself out of the way to allow for the manifestation to come through. Because sometimes I don't do it anymore, but I used to do it a lot. I would block it. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to add that.
Oh,
Thanks.
no, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, I think with that, we are ready to go into reading our process. Does everybody feel good with this conversation? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We're going to go ahead and let's see here. It's so interesting because I was thinking about it as we were starting to read this, about the conversations that we've had in past times when we've come up with this process. And we have actually had that exact discussion about, well, $100 isn't very much. How is that going to create it? And people have talked about, well, I'm going to pretend it's this, but I'm going to put this much more money in my wallet or this much more money in my wallet. But it's so funny that I was intending to address that when we came back to discussion, but it was addressed in the process. It was addressed. It's about how many times can you spend that $100, and you can spend it as many times as you want to within that day. So I just think that's so funny because we have had that discussion in the past, and I don't feel there is a need for one because of
the
that fact
benefit,
that we can spend it as many times as we want to.
but the benefit of having that $100 in your wallet, or having that $100 somewhere where you could just go grab it, is that you know that you have it. You could spend it. You believe you could go buy that thing. When you take the time to imagine, oh, I could buy that. Oh, I could have that. Oh, I could go eat there. You have to know it. You have to believe it. And because you have that $100 bill in your wallet, you know it's true.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between just thinking about spending money and knowing you have the money that you could spend.
Right. Thank you so much. We'll go with Leo and then we'll go with Elena.
All right, so I have a little story that I can add in regards to what Sonia just said. So Prince, or the artist formerly known as Prince, you know, he grew up poor, but he became very wealthy, you know, because he focused on his desire, which was to make music, and you know, that ended up working out pretty well for him. Well, after he passed away, they had a team go into his place there in Minneapolis, Minnesota, at Paisley Park, and they were going through all of his stuff and all of his guitars and all of his clothes and all boxes of photographs that no one has even ever seen before, and spiral notebooks where he wrote all the original lyrics to all these songs. He hand wrote everything, and they're going through all this stuff. And the one guy, and you can find this interview on YouTube if you ever want to check it out. The one guy said, yeah, they know that I was a photographer, so they hired me to come in and go through all these photos of his and kind of catalog everything and all that. Well, then we started going through his clothes, and what we found in the pockets of his clothes were $100 in 20s. So it turned out wherever Prince went, he carried $100, 5 $20 bills in the pocket of his pants. And whenever he would go out to dinner or he'd go to, you know, wherever he was going, he would just tip them a $20 bill. He'd, oh, here you go. Oh, here you go. Like he always had that on him. So when I think of this process, I think how interesting that Prince was doing that decades ago. And then how did he know how to do it? Right? But that's the thing is, you know, it's not faking it until you make it. It's becoming the embodiment of it, so that the reality around you conforms to where you're vibrating at, you know? So that's my 3.5 cents.
That's cool. I did not know that. And maybe he just had inspired action, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean, when you think about all those songs he wrote and all the material that's in the vault they haven't even gotten to, and how he would give songs away to other artists, and they're like, well, why are you doing that? You know, those could be hits for you. He's like, I have so much constant inspiration. I have so many ideas. I got to give the extra away. So I think Prince early on understood vibration, manifestation, law of attraction, the law of karma. Like he already knew that, you know. So, you know, take a little tidbit from Prince, you know, keep $100 in 20s in your pocket. You don't have to spend it, but it's there because you're putting yourself in that vibrational space of someone who is successful. I think that's the point Abraham was looking to make there.
Yeah. I absolutely agree with that. Okay, Elena.
I'm not a prince, but I'm one of my nicknames in Abraham Hicks Law of Attraction Seattle, and the meeting will be on Wednesday. Somehow I got this nickname from them. So I even don't remember who called me, but somehow it was kind of circling for so long. So the first time I read this book, and the first time I was in a discussion of this book, when we came to this wallet process, I took it literally. So I'm showing to you my wallet. My wallet. Of course, I have my ID and I have some necessary documents, kind of my insurance and stuff like that. And then I'm taking money out. So you can see 100, 200, 300. Okay. So I'm the girl who goes extreme. So look at this.
Ah,
It's 1 million. It's
yeah.
of course, it is fake one. However, the feeling that I have 1 million in my pockets, just in case, just make me feel so good.
That's awesome.
So this was one side. Let's take another side. Boop. Of course, I have some change, plenty of 20s, right? And then the very last one, hello, another 1 million.
That is awesome.
And so, whenever, sometimes I make a joke to somebody who would, time by time, you would meet somebody who is very, kind of the person who is complaining and criticizing and complaining again and something like that. I would talk, using Abraham Hicks knowledge about that, kind of to encourage the person to lift them up. And that there are some stubborn beings who, for whatever reason, don't want to hear anything. So then I can pull this 1 million kind of fake one and give that to them and say, now you are rich. Just go ahead and buy whatever you want. And at first, they really like, oh, really? That's it, kind of. Why? They even cannot accept. But then, I'm just sharing with them my knowledge. And to me personally, that had been working so well. I really, literally start tipping people properly. I don't know if we can add this word to the dictionary. Leo, you decide. But I started to since I've learned about this, I really started to give in the nice restaurants at least 20%, just accepting this. This is the law of the universe. I will tip. I will tip. And the other thing, I don't remember which process this is, but it I feel that they are related. Whenever I come to the restaurant, what I notice because of Abraham Hicks teaching, let's say we have a gathering in the restaurant, I would go there, and let's say I'm coming out of home and I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to the restaurant, would be nice to have some sort of fish. And of course, in Seattle, there are lots of fish they offer from Pacific, from Alaska. So they're really rich and tasty and expensive. So I would come to the restaurant and I would see that lots of people are ordering something, either appetizers or maybe chicken and stuff like that. And I'm opening the menu and I'm going through, come to the fish dishes, and of course they are expensive. And then I'm looking at my people who are surrounding me and thinking, well, I'm not sure. Okay, I'll take either the salad or I will take a chicken. And then I notice that when I come home, I'm kind of disappointed at myself because my initial desire was to eat fish and really enjoy this chef preparing for me. When I become the Abraham style, anytime I go to the restaurant, if I have a desire to have good fish, I don't care how much does it cost. Even if it costs, let's say, twice more than chicken or whatever, it doesn't matter. The matter is that I'm taking it for myself. I'm enjoying this. That's the matter. And then I'm leaving the restaurant, I come home and I'm like, still have this, like aftertaste. And I like, oh my gosh, I'm so abundant. Of course, I can afford this. Of course. And guess what? In all those years, I started practicing that. I never had been short on money, not being able to order something that I really want and enjoy.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful.
1 million in my pocket. But 300s, they are real.
Yes.
The rest are real. However, I pretend that this million is also real.
It affords you the best fish.
Yes, of course.
Okay, we have one more from Leo, and then we will call it an evening and begin practicing our wallet process. Leo?
Yeah, I was just going to say, the universe can't tell the difference between $100 and $1 million because it's all energy, and the universe doesn't share our perception of that it's different. Oh, you know, a million is so much more than 100. That's a human perspective. The universe doesn't share that. It's all the same, you know. So just want to put that out there. And links for the other Law of Attraction meetup groups in the chat if
Yes,
people
they
want
are
to
in the
come
chat.
up.
Definitely
Yeah.
copy those. And it's like they always say, it doesn't matter whether it's a button or a mansion, right? I think those are the two that the Abraham uses all the time when they're discussing the manifestation process. You can manifest a mansion just as easily as you can manifest a button. It just depends on where you're at in here, if you are capable of knowing that or not.
In here.
Yes.
Kind of in both places.
Yes. Yes.
In your feelings and in your thoughts. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, have we all got everything that we've needed from the chat?
Yes, and I also checked that link that you offered before, and I made to make sure it works, and it does work.
Okay, wonderful.
Yes, it does.
Once I figured out that I needed the whole link in there. Okay, well, thank you so much, everybody. This was a wonderful meeting, and we will see you in 2 weeks, and we will have singing bowls, and we will have abundance and all kinds of fun stuff.
The very last thing as an advertising, whoever comes on Wednesday, we have a virtual reality game. We're going to play. Whether you come prepared or not prepared, I don't care. We still have fun. We still will be laughing about this and feel really abundant at the end. So you're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful night.
Have a good night.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Awesome, Christina. Thank you.